Look, before we do all of that, we've got the latest social media craze, which has actually, sadly, lent to a load of growing numbers of young people jumping on this tanning trend.
Yeah, teenagers are proudly posting videos that showing off their tan lines and documenting their sunbed habits, which has led to a surge in 43% surge in 18 to 25-year-olds using sunbeds.
Yes, so after using tanning beds regularly since she was 16 years old, our next guest was just 19 when she was diagnosed with melanoma. Georgia Edwards is joining us now alongside Dr Nigat to tell us more.
Hiya, Georgia.
Georgia, thank you for coming on talking about this today, because this is hopefully going to send a really positive message out to a lot of young people that maybe made your mistakes.
Yes,
So what got you into using tanning beds and sunbeds?
I think I was just really young, loved having a tan without having the faff of doing it in your bedroom and it being all sticky. And me and my friends used to just go together to sunbed shops and have a quick 10-minute tan. You feel like you've gone to Spain and back. And yeah, I think it became addictive. The more I would see tan lines and I'd see how much more tanned I was getting each sunbed. So yeah, I think that's probably the main reason.
How old were you when you started? 16?
Yeah, 16.
So it's a kind of impressionable age where you're with your friends and, you know...
Yeah.
You're olive-skinned, right? So you tan pretty easy anyway, do you?
Yes, I do, yeah. So
was that exacerbated when you have a sunbed? If you're olive-skinned, would you see it quite, like...
Yeah,
more
definitely, yeah. So I went on holiday with my friends when I was 16 and I was, like, a complete different colour to them because I'd been sunbedding loads so that I was tanned before I even got on holiday.
And this is the thing, so many girls use that logic, I'll get a pre-tan before the holiday tan, and then, you know, obviously it's not good for you at all, but when you're 16, you don't really think about the bad stuff that could happen. You probably weren't aware of any of the risks, were you, at the time?
No. I think I was just young and naive, and I think you think, oh, it's a lot of older people that it will happen to, or, oh, I'm too young for it to kind of hit me, until it did, I guess.
Do you get ID'd? Because if you're under 16, obviously it shouldn't be happening. So did you get ID'd at the time?
No. So you could go into a shop, pop a card into a coin machine and just top up however many minutes you'd like each sunbed. And I used to use different sunbed shops and I don't think I was ID'd in any of them.
Yeah.
Wow. And so you were using the sunbeds. At what point did you start either feeling different or noticing something different?
So probably about a year after using sunbeds, I noticed a mole on my upper thigh and it just looked a little bit red and bloody. But I had a dog at the time. I thought she might have just scratched me. And then it kind of did start to change a lot more. And then I happened to go to the doctors for something else and got them to check it over, and then they did put me on the 2-week kind of pathway where you're then seen to have a biopsy done quite quickly.
And then what happened? Did things happen quite quickly off the back of that?
Yeah, so they said it was about 4-week wait until I found out, and I think it was actually about 5 in the end. And I was actually at work when I found out. I worked in the hospital. So they came and got me, and I kind of found out then. And luckily my mum was also, she works in the same hospital, so she could come down. But yeah, they told me there and then. And I kind of knew when I got in there because there was a Macmillan cancer nurse sitting there, so I think I just kind of knew at the time.
Oh, bless you, I got sort of a bit goosebumpy there, because that's not the news you were expecting at all.
No.
So once you got told that, then how quickly was it like, right, we need to start treating this, or can we treat it?
Yeah, so they offered me 2 different hospitals I could go to, and then I went to one and they actually said, actually, we think you're best placed at the Royal Marsden instead.
That's
so
a
when
great
I
hospital,
was,
the Royal
yeah,
Marsden.
it's amazing.
My dad's brilliant.
Yeah, and it's quite close to me in Sutton as well, so that was really good actually. So I then had quite a few appointments with consultants and surgeons, and then I had quite a large surgery where they took out a lot more of my leg, and I've left with quite a big scar.
So they had to physically remove...
Yeah, so they've removed a lot more of the skin deeper. So the biopsy that they took, there was kind of, they know that there's melanoma all the way through that, so then they have to keep going until they've kind of got it all out.
Dr Nigat, let's bring you in. I mean, Georgia seems like almost a poster girl for this, because she knows that, you know, she now knows the risks. She's speaking brilliantly about it. But the telling sellers, so a lot of them are touting kind of, I suppose, the vitamin D, the wellness side of it, yeah? So is there ever a safe
No,
sunbed?
categorically I can say there is never a safe amount of sunbed use at all. So the Cancer Research UK have done lots of research, and international bodies have done lots of research on sunbeds, and they have categorised that because it's artificial UV light, it damages the DNA in the cells. Wherever you get damage, you're going to get inflammation.
Because it's artificial.
It's artificial. Sun also can cause that as well, and we'll come on to that as well. But this is intense amount that you're using for a purpose which actually you're using no other protection for, because when you use sunbeds, you're not supposed to put any sun cream on, no other. And I've actually heard stories of people putting on oil to get into sunbed. Georgia agrees with me. And that level of UV light damages the DNA, causes inflammation. When you get that, you get a breakdown in the cells and mistakes, and that turns into cancer. So using a sunbed is that carcinogenic equivalent to, say, tobacco or asbestos, which are also, well, we already know, as carcinogenics as well.
How are they legal?
I know. And this is, I think, the battle that we've got, because there is this, I would say, medical myth of providing it wellness, vitamin D, almost slimming beds or tanning beds as well, makes you look skinnier, and then fat busts as well, and gets rid of, works as a fat metabolizer. None of those have been founded at all. Unfortunately, you're always going to get individuals that have anecdotal, it won't work for me, and this is how I feel, and then that spreads like wildfire. And unfortunately, there is a lot of misinformation when it comes to things like using sun cream, which is rife as well, which we need to tackle.
Well, let's go through it. Symptoms of melanoma, what should we be looking out for? And is there anything else on our skin we need to be keeping an eye out?
Well, some of them Georgia already highlighted. So in the NHS, I always say use A, B, C, D, E criteria. So we're looking for asymmetry. Does it have a raggedy border? Then B, border, what is it like? Is it sort of, raggedy on the edges? Does it look like someone's almost tattooed you and
like
spreading artificially? Yeah, like that on the skin. Then C, colour. Are there any two different colours, two-tone colours that you're looking for? And this is really important, because if you're looking at black and brown skin, it might not appear like that. It might actually not appear red. It might appear tan, or even just darker brown, so have that acuity as well. Then D, diameter. Put a ruler next to it. Is it greater than, say, 6 millimetres? Then that needs to be checked out. And E, evolving. So does it rapidly change within a couple of days? And this is where your phones, your handy iPhones, are going to come into great use. So photograph, capture every mole, every skin lesion, because you might not notice the evolution. And you don't need to have all of them at the same time. You could just have evolution, so the evolving bit of the mole, and that would be an indicator to come in and get it checked out.
Wow, I mean, I think that the message is clear then, that sunbeds, no matter where you're using them, what type you're using, they're not safe, they're not recommended at all.
And keep an eye on your skin, keep an eye on your loved one. The NHS has got a great app called Skin Vision that you can download for free and photograph your mole, and it uses AI tech to tell you, OK, this needs to go to a healthcare professional. So I know access can be a little bit tricky, but the AI technology is only going to be as good as if we get a lot of people putting their skin on. So I need, like, people from ethnic minorities, black and Asian skin, olive skin, putting that in, because then we can teach that to pick it up early. And the data shows that the earlier you pick it up, the better the prognosis.
And people protecting our skin, obviously 30, what,
SPF, factor 50 sun cream as well, and look out for sunspots. So something called actinic keratosis, have an eye out for those. There's a small chance of actinic keratosis turning into, like, 10% chance of a squamous cell carcinoma. So getting those easily removed. In the NHS, there's a cream that we can put on that zaps it away, or equally we can send you to a dermatologist. But sunscreen, always use sunscreen every single time.
Georgia, how are you now?
I'm good.
Yeah.
8 years, cancer-free. So I've got 2 more years of checkups.
Yep.
Up to 10 years, and then as long as all is OK in the next 2 years, then no more checkups needed.
Good to hear. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Very brave of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.